You're back with Bobby and JJ Radio. We're talking to some illustrious clients of Aggion and Associates, a great PR firm here in San Antonio today. Our next guest has been with us before. Please welcome back Noah Almanza of San Antonio Parks Foundation, just like the Ark. Noah is a native of San Antonio. He's got a master's in business administration. He was the executive director of the March of Dimes, and now he's the president and CEO of San Antonio Parks Foundation.
And he's an Android user.
And he's an Android user, not an iPhone user. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
As soon as I leave here, I'm getting an iPhone.
All right.
Okay?
See, Bobby?
And I'm not getting paid for it. I'm not getting paid.
Well done. Well, let's talk about what you actually came here for, Noah. What is the San Antonio Parks Foundation?
The Parks Foundation is it's a nonprofit 501c3, and we're really just designed to improve and enhance parks and green spaces in San Antonio. We really come in as a alignment supporter to the city of San Antonio and the Parks and Recreation Department, and where public monies fall short, that's sort of where we step in and we improve and we enhance parks.
So what parks are you currently associated with right now?
All of them. We have over 250 parks in the city of San Antonio. And
we
have
250
over
parks.
250 parks, and we have 15 in the county, so we support San Antonio and Bexar County. All of them. I mean, even the ones who have their own conservancies like Hardburger Park or Breckenridge Park, we still are for park improvements and enhancements. Also another one. I mean, anytime they're going to put green space or parks back in the city and improve those types of things, we're supporters for it. So anything that we can do to advocate on behalf of or support in some way monetarily or just from an advocacy standpoint, we will.
Did you start the Parks Foundation?
No, it's kind of funny. The Parks Foundation has this really long history. We've been around for 35 years.
Oh, okay.
Since 1981. And for about 15 of those years, former Mayor Lila Cockrell ran the foundation. So she was it. She was the foundation. She was sort of the face and made everything happen for a long time. So big shoes to fill. And I think now where we are is we're trying to go in the direction of how do we fill those shoes? You really can't. So you just have to continue to evolve into something that will work for the city and will work for the community now.
How many people are on staff at the foundation?
We have 4 people on staff now. We just finally filled the full team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, sort of February 1st, I guess, was the first time we had a full team. So
you rely heavily on sponsorships and memberships?
We rely on all sorts of revenue assets. So anytime we can get a corporate sponsor or private money, absolutely we're going to go after it. We have events that support the operations of the foundation, and then obviously grants that we write for are also a big part of the game. But I think any nonprofit will tell you, it's never going to come from one place, from one source. And if you're relying on one source alone and you're not diversified, it's going to be really, really hard every year to generate that same sort of revenue or the same sort of operational dollars. So.
Yeah. So what is this new membership program you have?
Well, the membership program, I think any good nonprofit has members. It's really just a collective group of passionate people, like iPhone users. They probably have some sort of iPhone, Facebook.
Yeah, we have a
it's called Apple.
community.
The community, yeah. iTunes, that sort of thing. No, it's just no different than that. We want to bring people to the table that have a vested interest in seeing the parks and green spaces in San Antonio improve. So if we can bring them together and give them opportunities to have experiences or to engage, that's really what we're trying to do. And the Parks Foundation membership program, Friends of the Parks, that's really what it is.
So where did the funds go? What are they used for specifically?
So usually when we, whether we're having an event or whether we're raising money directly from a company, if they want to earmark the money to be restricted to a park project or to, maybe a program that we have, that's exactly where the money goes, 100% of it. We have to pay the lights, so there's also operations. And the membership program is set up and designed in a similar way that if you want to be a friend of McAllister Park or a friend of Travis Park, your money will go...
You can pick a park.
And your money is going to go to that park. We'll take 5% or 10% of the membership that you pay, and it's going to go to the operations to help us support park projects. But ultimately, even our operations, we have a park funding sort of line item that we improve parks or we do park programs.
So do you have a list of the most necessary improvements that are next? Like you have a priorities list right now of certain parks?
Yeah. I think every park, the city of San Antonio and the Parks and Recreation Department does a great job of maintaining the parks and doing new capital or new construction infrastructure. But for after that, the bells and whistles are sort of what we come and enhance or improve and repaint or resod in some ways. So they do a really good job of making sure that there's always this list of needs, and then anything that we want to do to enhance the park, that's also what we look at. So there are big time priority needs, and then there are those that maybe we can put on the back burner, and we would rather put in a nice art installation or something to engage people in the parks. That's the other part of really where the Parks Foundation comes into play is we protect, we promote, we expand, and enhance. So promoting the parks with our events and engaging people to come out and use them is also another big thing that we try to do, and advocating for the parks and the use of them. So,
what are some of these ways that you promote the parks?
Well, we have probably 5 of the bigger events in San Antonio that we engage people, and they're always in a park. Mm-hmm. So New Year's Eve, we're downtown right across the street from Hemisphere Park, and I think as that continues to evolve and change, it'll be a great use of the space and, I guess, collaboration between the city of San Antonio, the citizens, and then also the Hemisphere Park and the H Park organization, Hemisphere Conservancy, who have really put together a beautiful, just wonderful green space. I mean, you have to go check it out. And I'm excited for 2018 when we will see the Civic Park unveiled. Hopefully that stays on track or on schedule, because it's going to be really nice. But yeah, we have the official 4th of July event that happens at Woodlawn Lake Park, engaging the community there. We've just added, I think it was a Sunset Splash was the name, but it was a summer extending the swim hours, the recreational side for community, and it was paid for by the Parks Foundation and our sponsors, and we are going forward trying to, I think we're going to take over the Viva Swim, which is basically free swim lessons for local area kids in the community over the summer. So that's just another way that we're trying to engage people in the green spaces and the recreational facilities that we have in San Antonio.
Cool. Well, if somebody wants to get involved with the San Antonio Parks Foundation, what's the best way to contact you?
Go to the website. It's a beautifully redone website. The team has worked really, really hard, and www.saparksfoundation.org. Just go online. Go online. You can find all the information about programs, about our events, and just general membership and the things that we do. Okay, so again, that's www.saparksfoundation.org. Thanks so much, Noah. We'll be back in the next half hour after this week's listing commercial. Stay tuned. This is Bobby and JJ Radio.